What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to be building a knife sheath for these new knives that I bought. They're Cutco knives, and it's for cooking. I haven't had a good knife in a while, and I went ahead and spent a significant amount of money, so I just want to protect my purchases. So I'm going to be using Kydex, and I'll show you what that is here in a little bit. But the first thing I have to do when using Kydex is I have to prep the surface of my knife. So here you can see that my knife is completely taped off, and you just want to make sure that it's all sticking, and then we make our way outside. So here, I have a press. There's the sheet of Kydex. There's my rivets, and then we're going to go over, and I'm just going to show you. I have a toaster oven that my friend got for me. It was on the side of the road, so it works perfect. But yeah, that's just the general setup. So Kydex, it's just a hard plastic that you have to bake in order for it to be malleable. So I bake it at 340 degrees for 5.5 minutes. And after that 5.5 minutes, you'll be able to shape it, and it comes out, and you can move it, and you shape it around the object. So as you can see here, I'm getting ready to put it in the press, and that foam on the press is about 2 inches, and it can withstand heat. It's a special foam that I purchased a while back. And this is something I do as a hobby, so I just made it. They have professional ones, but this just works for what I need it for. I make other things as well. But in this case, this knife sheath was a simple sheath. So once I got it in the press, you just use the clamps to hold it down, and I let it sit for 8 minutes. So after 8 minutes, I come over and I remove the clamps, and I just kind of look at it and make sure everything's good. And in this case, I have the general shape, and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. So what I want to do now is I want to insert the knife back in so I can trace around and get the general shape. Like, even though this is going to just sit in my cabinet, I still want it to look somewhat decent, So the key is when you're tracing around, you need to give enough room on the sides because I am going to use rivets. I'm only going to use 2 in this one, but the rivets, they're about 1/4 inch, so you have to make sure that they don't touch the blade. Otherwise, the blade might not go in, or if it does, it can, potentially, damage your blade. So now that I've got it laid out, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it, and I'm just going to cut it with the jigsaw. And because it's plastic, it cuts really easy. So now you see that I have the shape that I want, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill the holes for my rivets. And I marked them out. I made sure, once again, check everything twice, because if you make a mistake on this, there's really no going back from it, especially when you're drilling holes. So once I have my 2 holes drilled, I'm going to go ahead and secure it with rivets. I don't need anything more than 2 rivets on this one because it's not going to be worn. It's more just to protect the blade from damage. So you will notice here that the knife, it does look a little tight going in, but that's because the tape's on it. Once it's off, it doesn't have that issue. And I do use the sander to clean up the edges and get, just to kind of make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But, in the end, this is turned out exactly the way I wanted it, and I'm super, super happy. So 30 to 45 minute project, and, it was fun. Thanks.